My name is Kyle Crane, and I am dying. How the hell did I get here? It started back in 2014. A virus was devastating the city of Harran in Turkey, turning people into undead monsters. Wanting to help, I joined an organization called the GRE that claimed they could stop the spread and save the world. They lied. 99% of the global population was wiped out. Those of us left fought to survive every single day. But the infected, known as volatiles, owned the night. They were fast, relentless, and damn near impossible to kill. Miraculously, some of us discovered we had a form of immunity to the virus, but our fate was worse than the infected. We were hunted, captured, and subjected to brutal experiments. I survived 13 years of that torture. But I couldn't take it anymore. I was at peace with dying. But I swore, if I had the chance to do just one thing, I would kill the bastard who was behind all of this. The next thing I knew, I was being dragged from my cell. Voices echoed around me. Vitals stable, synaptic test on. Then a word that sent a chill through me. Father. Someone was helping me. Hurry, help me. Quick, dead him up. I felt hands on me. Damn, I can't get these open. Hold on. Okay, got it. On the ground now. A voice whispered to me. You drink this. I was weak, delirious, running a fever. A new voice, cold and clinical, cut through the haze. It's remarkable. His body keeps trying to fight it. Then he was there. The Baron, Marius Fisher. Rise and shine, Crane. How are you feeling? Not quite like yourself, not surprising after what we've put you through. Though I must say you've proven quite resilient. Too resilient. Stubborn. Rebellious. Which is why I'm writing you off. I found a new test subject. Someone very promising. So I won't be needing you anymore. He's already more compliant and obedient than you ever were. I snarled at him. The rage gave me strength. I'm going to kill you. He just laughed. After all these years, you still have some fight in you. It would be admirable if it wasn't so pathetic. Let's see what a double dose does to him. A scientist protested it could be lethal. The Baron's reply was ice. If it kills him, so be it. A noble sacrifice for the greater good. I fought against my restraints. I'm going to fucking kill you, he said. Not in this lifetime. Initiate the procedure. But something went wrong. An alarm blared. Damn it, he's waking up. Hold him still. Eject him quickly. I was free, stumbling through a nightmare of sterile hallways and screams. That's when a voice crackled over a radio I found. My name's Olivia. I'm going to guide you out of there. She became my lifeline, guiding me through ventilation ducts, past storage rooms where I found adrenaline to keep my heart from pounding out of my chest, through operating theaters crawling with infected. It was a desperate, bloody escape. At one point, I had to crawl through a storage hold full of the very monsters they used for research. Finally, I burst out into the open air. Trees, a trail, mountains. I was in Europe. The Castor Woods, in the Western Alps. Olivia guided me to an old monastery, a safe haven. When I got there, she was waiting. She told me the truth. The Baron had reshaped me into something new, something more. To get my revenge, I needed to get my strength back. And for that, I needed something called GSP, a biocatalyst I could harvest from the Baron's other creations, monstrous chimeras. My first hunt was a brutal awakening. The fight unlocked something in me, a primal, unstoppable rage that left me drained afterwards. Olivia had to inject me with the GSP to save my life. It worked, I felt stronger, faster, but I was becoming something else. Half human, half monster. Olivia told me this was the only way. Each chimera I hunted, each new strain of GSP I injected would amplify a different part of me. Strength, speed, reflexes, regeneration. If I wanted a shot at the Baron, I needed all of them. So I hunted. I also found survivors holed up in a town hall, led by a woman they called the sheriff. I helped them restore power to their town, fought off another chimera that attacked them, and earned their trust. But the sheriff, she was pragmatic to a fault. When one of her men was bitten, she let him take his own life. Their rule was harsh, but it kept them alive. I kept hunting the chimeras, following Olivia's leads, each fight making me stronger, but also making me fear what I was becoming. Along the way I met others, a group of exiled infected, led by a stern woman named Lydia, who had developed telepathic abilities. They were also victims of the Baron. With the help of a scientist I rescued, Dr. Camilo, they learned they could potentially control the infected. We formed a fragile alliance. We learned the Baron was planning to bomb the town hall. I barely managed to stop it, racing through subterranean tunnels to disarm the explosives just in time. But our victory was short-lived. The Baron, in a fit of rage, launched a full-scale assault on the town hall. It was a brutal battle. We fought side by side, the survivors, Lydia's telepaths, and me. It was during that fight that Lydia, empowered by a drug I retrieved from a horrifyingly infested psychiatric hospital, used her abilities to control the infected, turning the Baron's own weapons against him. We learned the Baron had a new obsession, a creature he simply called the Beast. We realized this was our chance. We set a trap, using the Baron's own red fury gas to lure the Beast into a cave. It was a terrifying chase, but we managed to subdue it. And then, the most shocking thing happened. When we injected it with my blood plasma, it transformed. The monster shifted, twisted, and became a man. A young man named Aiden. He and his friend Spike had come to rescue me from the Baron, but they were captured. Aiden was the one the Baron had turned into the Beast. The Baron contacted us then. He had Olivia and Spike. He demanded that we return Aiden, but Aiden, desperate to save his friend, went to the Baron alone. It was a trap, of course. The Baron had Olivia and Spike executed right in front of us. He revealed his grand, twisted plan. My entire escape, my hunt for the chimeras, my injection of the GSP, it was all his design. I was just a lab rat, performing his final experiments in the wild. Olivia had been his puppet all along, guiding me to make me stronger for his research. The rage I felt was absolute. We stormed his palace, fighting through his private army, his controlled monsters, his personal abominations. We lost good people, but we pushed forward into the heart of his lab. I finally confronted him. He monologued about his genius, about controlling evolution itself. And then he injected himself, transforming into a horrific ultimate form. The final battle was a storm of rage and claws and gunfire. Lydia used all her power to control the monsters he threw at us. Aiden fought by my side, and in the end, it was just me and the Baron. He was powerful, but my rage, forged through years of torture, was stronger. I kept the promise I made in that cell. I killed him. As his fortress crumbled around us, I found Olivia, wounded but alive. She had turned on the Baron at the last second, saving me. She was sorry. She did it to save her father, whom the Baron had threatened. It was over. The valley could have a new start. But the cost was so high. Spike, the sheriff, so many others. And then, a voice from my past, a voice I never thought I'd hear again, crackled over the radio. The GRE. They said they were always here, that the Baron was one of theirs until he wasn't. They called me a valuable ally, told me to enjoy my freedom. I looked out at the burning ruins of the Baron's empire. My body was coursing with power I never asked for. My soul was heavy with the ghosts of the fallen. My name is Kyle Crane, and my story, it's not over, not by a long shot.